Hey everybody, this is Ron from Clarksville Diggers. Hope y'all having a great day. A little bit tired from all of the walking around in woods and stuff yesterday. I've just been sitting here all day long, me and my wife, just chilling out before I got to go back to work tomorrow. Well, I got a few things. This isn't a digging video. And it's some stuff that I have that I keep on hand. One of the many stuff I keep on hand. Things that I keep in the vehicle. And you just never know. I think it's something that everybody ought to have. And it just makes sense to have it. First of all, what I'm talking about, let's say you're in your vehicle and you can't get home the same way that you left. Something happens, your vehicle's stranded. Could be everybody's vehicle stranded. That would be an EMP. And you're trying to get home. First of all, keep a get-home bag in your vehicle. Keep it very light. You don't have to pack it up like you're going to be out gone for 3 days. Have the bare minimum stuff to keep it light. But keep the right stuff in there that can keep you alive until you get home. First of all, I like these. I've got something similar, but it's just a little bit bigger, and I like it. And two, it's green and camouflage. So, but this is an emergency sleeping bag, and it's small. It actually fits inside of this. But the main purpose for this is on cool nights, it will reflect your body heat. And I'm not going to pull it out because it's all packed in real pretty inside there. But it's orange. I'm not crazy about orange. And me, I like to stay concealed. I don't want to stick out like a sore thumb. But I got ways I can cover that. But little things like this does not take up much room. And it would be very beneficial to have one for each individual. And they don't cost much at all. Keeping a little poncho in your car. It's raining. You don't want to get soaked. I mean, they come in handy. Two, if you get the kind that's camouflage, they can conceal you a little bit. In a SHTF, if you're trying to get home, you do not walk in the middle of the road. You try to stay off to the side, closer to the wood line, and where you're not quite as noticeable. I mean, if there's a railroad track running parallel with the way you're going, walk close to it. Hopefully it's not going to be sticking up, you know, where you'd be standing up like a sore thumb, but you know what I mean. Just don't be very visual and just play it low-key. But these also protect you at night, and you can actually drape it over your little sleeping bag, give you a little bit better concealment. But concealment or not, it's good to have a poncho. So if you do have to walk, the worst thing is walking and being drenched. Okay, you're getting a little bit hungry. Okay, this is a survival food pack. It'll keep you alive, but they suck. But I do have these. Excuse my word. But you can find alternative things that you can eat, and hopefully that won't take up much room, and they can give you the necessary, not just stuff that's crammed with sugar, but things that can that you can eat and that can get you home. But in the worst scenario, these do work. If anything, it'll get your mind off of food. But the bad thing, though, they make you thirsty. You definitely have to have access to water. Speaking of water, I've got one in my vehicle. I've given this to a few friends to put in theirs. It's a Sawyer water mini filtration system. These dudes are super good. And it comes with a bag. If you notice, it's got a threaded nipple that screws in the bottom of this. You fill the bag up with a water source, preferably that's clear, screw it in, pop the top, start drinking it like that young lady there. But you don't have to use the bag. Or let's say something happens to your bag. You can just use a 12-ounce bottle. Fill it up, screw it in. Bottoms up, folks. This will keep you alive. This will keep you hydrated. This little filter here will filter out the bad stuff, and up to 100,000 gallons. Now you can't drink that much between the time that you break down and the time you get to the house, so if you do drink that much, they're going to be rolling you home in a wheelbarrow or something. But they're very good. I think Walmart, you can get these like for 19 bucks. It's always good to have one for everybody in the vehicle, or two of them, one for you and one for someone else, someone happens to be with. And as you're trying to get home, you're getting thirsty, power's out, stores are not selling, there's a decent little creek or a little brook. You think it's spring water, you're not for sure, but it's very clear. Dip your bottle in or bag and you won't go thirsty. Another thing that I like, I've got a couple of these at home. I'm doing this in my bathroom because my bedroom just does not have the adequate light. This is for a Voyager. It's made by Kato. I do not get no kickback from any of this stuff here. This is just stuff that I use, that I like, and I know it works. This radio powers by many different ways. It can power by solar. It can power by internal battery when it's charged up. It can also power by individual AA batteries. It can power from a crank. I think probably about 2 minutes of crank time probably give you maybe 15-20 minutes of play. These are really good. Good for an SHTF scenario. Good for a storm. Or as I use it sometimes out in a fire pit. Be working and out there during the day, and I'll get mine and I'll face the charging solar window towards the sun and it'll play forever. Now you're looking at this, and Ron, where you got that in aluminum foil? Oh, by the way, this is all of the connection, the power outlet and stuff, all comes in. The reason why I keep this, I do got a couple other radios. I've got them more secured, just in case, EMP, stuff like that. I do want to stand to know. I don't want to sit around wondering what in the flip is happening. So to me, communications is very important. So I'll kind of wrap this up a little bit. It may not be the best protection. It may work, then it may not. If it fries it, I know I've got about 2 more back up. So that's why I do it. Instead of just leaving it sitting around, I try to take a few precautions in keeping. Now normally when I store these, the internal battery, I'll pop that cable out, get a little knife or needle nose. I'll grab that white block and I'll pull that out, and that way no power is connected to the radio. It can take AA's, 3 of them, but that's where the battery compartment is. Since I'm here, I'm going to jump ahead. This little pad covers some connections. You can, when you're hooking with DC or AC power, then you stick it, I think it's with the AC plug, stick it in there. This, you have 2 methods of charging a phone. You got your little plug in. If you get the cables like you do when you're charging your cell phone, and you stick the smaller into your phone, and then the USB will plug right into there. And what power is on the radio, on the built-in battery, it can charge from that. Or with the hand crank, you can charge it like so. You get a good workout, but you do have methods to keep certain vital electronics powered. And this has got your standard FM, AM, shortwave 1, shortwave 2. Things go crazy in this country. You want to see what the rest of the world is doing. If anyone is capable of putting out signals, they will be doing it on shortwave. You take a radio like this, you got a real bad storm coming in, you're going into your safe room, but you got no other radio, you can always use this. You got a band selector depending on the region of the country you're in. Here, setting number 5 gets our weather band.
North Riverside Drive near Providence Boulevard East, Quarry Road, Crest near College St.
Turn it off. Now you got a section selection here. When off, you either run on the battery, got solar crank, and then click here for no alert. And I do believe that I've never done that, had it on that, but if you're in a situation and weather situation, bad storm or what, leave it on there, and then if there is an alert, it'll turn the radio on and give it to you. So that's a good thing. This particular radio, I think, ran me about 45 bucks. For its capability, it's worth it. Very durable, nice feel. I haven't had no problems with them. So you might want to check into it if you have a few bucks. Like I said, with any kind of power situation or outage, this radio can overcome that. You're not only relied on carry batteries or electricity. You can make your own. So that I wanted to share with you. Like I said, I've got a couple of them. It's always good to kind of keep one in the vehicle and keep it protected a little bit, out of sight, out of mind. If something ever happens, you always got communication. There's just one other thing here that I'm going to share. Now you got your little go-home bag on you. You're walking. I mean, yeah, you don't want to be carrying too much stuff, but a lot of this stuff you can put it in the bag. This here, you'll probably be carrying it by your hand. Let's say there's a chance that you have a phone, you're trying to stay in contact, and your battery's getting low. 2, for your vehicle, instead of relying on the long jumper cables and keeping your fingers crossed that there is another vehicle that's going to come to jump, why don't you just do it yourself? You've probably seen similar things like this. But this is one I've came across. A friend of mine had it, and it's made by Viking. It's a compact power pack. You do got smaller versions for much cheaper, but then that's all that does is just jump start a car. This jump starts the car. But in addition, it's a power pack. It does many other things. With this here, if you have a electronic device that powers only from DC, voila. It's got all your connectors here. If you got your cable for a charging your phone. Take it with, and just stick the USB side into that slot and turn it on, and you can charge your phone. Turn these on, you press this big button here, and doing that checks to see how much charge you got. Each light represents a certain percentage. 4 lights, I'm at 100%. If you follow instructions, it'll show you, and it's very easy peasy of clicking to jump start your vehicle. So these are real handy. It's small. You can practically keep that in your glove box, but you want to keep it in the bag with all your accessories. I just think they're very neat. I buy a lot of my stuff from a place called Harbor Freight. We've got a store locally. Right off on the shelf price is like $78, $79. But if you look, I do subscribe to their coupon circulars and stuff, the little magazine, their brochures. But if you look online, and you can probably find, or more likely you will, because I did, you'll find a coupon. And instead of paying 70 something, I paid like $58. So I got like over $20 something discount just from doing that, looking for a coupon. And I think it's worth it. It kind of requires about, if you don't use it that much, about every 3 months to put it on the charge just to top it out. If you're doing AC power on charging in the home, leave it on for about 2.5 hours and then take it off. If you're doing it in a vehicle while it's running, I think it's like between 4 to 5 hours. But I like it. I just want to share that with you. It always helps to have compact power if you need it, especially for your car. Emergency stuff. You know, we think about emergency and prepping and everything and things for the house. But how much stuff do we have in our car to meet certain situations? And it doesn't always have to be based on a SHTF. This is just common sense. You get sitting somewhere and you get running your radio, your power goes down. How you going to jump it off if you ain't got another vehicle there? It helps to be self-sufficient. Rely on yourself, don't rely on others. And having stuff like this. This is the jumper cables. This is a little connector that goes. And I did put it back in, but the instructions will tell you. You can just pull that back and plug that baby in. Then when you're through, unplug it, store it up, store it away, and that's it. Real compact. I like it. Like I said, I bought one and I turned around and bought one for my wife. And I used the coupon for myself, but then I went online and found another coupon and I got hers for the same discounted price. But it's made by Viking. It's the Jump Start and Compact Power Pack. I mean, that's just an option. I'm not telling you go do it. I don't get no money from Viking. I don't get no money from Kato. That's the maker of the Voyager 500. It's just, I like these radios. They got great capabilities too. And they can charge your phone. It take a little bit longer, but they can charge your phone. Water purification kits, must. Small little sleeping bags for emergency. Not your big bulky ones. Smaller ones, must. Emergency food. Either this yucky stuff or other things that are compatible. Must. Protection from the elements. Must. It's not that much that you can really make it easier on you in a situation and help you get home. So I just wanted to throw that out and just put that out to you. I'm down to 5% battery, so it's fixing to go out. Thank you for watching the video, and like I said, it's just one of those extra little videos that I like putting out every now and then. Be prepared and be safe, and always think ahead. Be proactive, folks. Joanne Nye says bye-bye. Y'all have a blessed day.